Hey guys, I'm out here camping with Noah, and I just wanted to touch base with everybody and just let everybody know that I'm thinking about them and I love you guys and that we miss you. And I know we're living in some pretty crazy times right now, and some of it's kind of confusing, and there's a lot of fear and a lot of stuff being said. Whether it's factual or not, the human response is a lot of times we respond in fear. And so I wanted to address this fear and how we handle bad news of tragedy, turmoil, stuff like that. You know, the Bible talks about in 1 Samuel chapter 30 where David, he was running from Saul, and he had joined the armies of the Philistines. And he'd been fighting battles with them and doing different things for the Philistines because Saul's army didn't want anything to do with him because they knew that he was going to be king. And Saul didn't want anything to do with him because he knew he was going to be king. And so Saul had basically been chasing David and trying to kill him, so he had joined the army of the Philistines and was fighting some of their wars. And there was a time where he had won a really good war for the Philistines, and he was returning back to his camp. This is in chapter 30 of 1 Samuel. And when he got back with his men, because David had a little group of men, he got back to the camp, and the Amalekites had completely raided his camp. They had kidnapped his children, had kidnapped their wives. The whole camp had been destroyed. And when everybody got there, their family was gone, and they started freaking out in fear. And they actually turned to David and they were about to stone David to death because they were blaming this tragedy on David. It wasn't his fault. The Amalekites had snuck in and kidnapped everybody. And here's the key thing that I wanted to say, and that I think this is applicable to where we're at as a nation right now and as a people and as a church. David did not respond back to those men in fear and anger and anxiety and worry and depression, all that stuff. It says that he strengthened himself in the Lord. He got away, he prayed, he found his trust and his power and his strength in God. And then it says that he went, gathered his men, and they found the Amalekites, and they destroyed them and got their women and their children back. David could have had two different responses. He could have freaked out just like his men were freaking out, and no telling what would have happened if it was all based out of fear and worry, anxiety, depression, anger. He could have lost everything. But instead, he stepped back, found his strength in the Lord, and went after the Amalekites, went after his children and his family, and got them back. And I believe that God gave him success because he first sought the Lord. In the middle of all that tragedy and anger and angst, and he sought the Lord instead of reaching out and responding in anger and fear like we tend to do as humans. He responded by reaching out to the Lord. And I believe that God gave him victory over the Amalekites and getting his wife and his children back because he first trusted in the Lord. And so I want to just encourage you, wherever you're at right now, wherever the fears and the worries and the anxiety because of where we're at as a nation and as a people, don't respond in fear, but find time, strengthen yourself in the Lord. Find Jesus. Let Jesus minister to you through his word and through prayer. Now is a good time to where we can just get in our closets, get in our prayer rooms, and just seek the Lord while he may be found. So I just want to encourage you that we love you guys, and we can't wait till we get reunited with y'all and get to see y'all and get to hang out. You guys be blessed.